the turn of the century. Today, it's a reality, no longer just a hope or a dream. It has become an efficient, fast way to get from place to place. It's a system that is growing and developing to help meet the transportation needs of ever-increasing numbers of metropolitan Washington residents and visitors.
Gonna be doing like a commentary about this, like pausing and do my commentary.
Part of the Washington area daily life after its first section opened in March 1976. From that beginning,
Wow.
Metro has continued.
That's the red line, I believe.
Mobility and add to the quality of life of more and more metro area residents. Public meetings, plans, and construction have brought us from this to this.
Makes you wonder what station that is. Is that the Rhode Island Metro? That looks like the Rhode Island Metro. You know where the Rhode Island is? You know, like Rhode Island, like Avenue. There's a Home Depot close by. The DMV is close by. Things like that. It looks like it. Can't say for sure.
To reality.
Yeah, zoom back out here. It's just the film is like monochrome or whatever color you call it. Pretty interesting. I mean, the stations do look like this to this very day. Like, they haven't changed a bit. They just look exactly like this. Like, it just has not changed a bit in most cases. And these cars still are in use. These cars right here, they're still in use to this very day. I've seen them driving into Virginia quite a bit on the Silver Line. I mean, that's still, yeah, the Silver Line, sorry. Gallery Place, Metro Center. Yeah, I used to hang out around there. That was the Red Line right there, by the way. I'm actually not that far from the Red Line. I'm literally 3 blocks away from the Twin Brook Station, like right now. And I live close to the Rockville Metro, so yeah, and then White Flint is that way, or North Bethesda now is what they call it. But yeah, the Twin Brook is this way, to my right. I'm not saying exactly where I'm at, but you know, I'm pretty close between both stations.
Rooted in the people of the metropolitan region. The people who overwhelmingly supported Metro in the 1968 referendum.
Huh.
The thousands of people who attend scores of meetings held every year to determine public needs.
I'm glad they had those meetings too, but I don't think they do them anymore. I think Metro does any meetings anymore.
8 separate political jurisdictions who have banded together in a unique collaboration with the federal government to work.
Look at the vehicles back then. That's just so cool. Like the history of this.
A whole new way to get around. For many, an alternative to this. To this.
I wonder if that was Rockville Pike or not.
To this.
What bridge is that?
And to this.
Where's those?
The rail system
What?
is more than a means of avoiding inconvenient traffic situations.
Yeah, they're supposed to wait until people came off the train. But yeah, the stations do look like that still. I just wonder what the turnstiles looked like back then.
Will help enlarge
You know, the fare gates.
where we live,
They're not even running that many train cars there.
where we work,
Huh. I wonder who he is. That looked like Federal Triangle.
living in the suburbs
Could have been.
easier. A quick, quiet, air-conditioned ride puts you down.
Wait a minute, is that... I wonder where that's at. I don't think that's Falls Church.
Downtown for work or entertainment.
Wheaton Stadium Armory. Yeah, it takes a little bit longer now. I can tell you that. The Zoological Park. 9 minutes?
For those
Yeah.
in the city, expanded job and leisure activities in the suburbs will be a short ride away.
They still call it National too, so yeah, that's good. And they still call it Medical Center, so yeah, that's pretty accurate. I'm surprised that they haven't really changed it. That building is there to this very day, though. That's the old Walter Reed, I believe. Rockville Pike. So it's literally that way. Like, that looks familiar right there. I don't know why. But yeah, Medical Center is literally not that far from me. So I can get down there like maybe 5 minutes from where I'm at.
Community planning and controlled growth. If Washington fits the pattern of other cities that have new transit systems, commercial and industrial investment in the region should rise, creating new jobs and expanding the economic base. There are still other benefits. The area's many attractions become more accessible for tourists and residents alike.
I believe if you want to see the National Monument, you would get off at Smithsonian, I believe, or Farragut West. You can get off at, and then walk it over. So, I used to know the metro system like at the back of my hand. Like, wow, I knew it like the back of my hand. But now that I've been driving, I kind of forgot where a lot of the stops are. You know.
Metro contributes to cleaner air. In an energy-conscious
it's gotten too expensive, though.
Metro will make a lot of sense to many of us as a practical means of transportation.
What? Gas was cheap back then.
Of rapid rail transit is due to its exclusive right-of-way. Metro does not have to compete for space in its transportation corridor. Hence, no traffic jams.
No, it does get traffic jams. It's just
long waits.
And yes, there's been long waits.
Train after train, moving people. Everything about Metro has been designed with people in mind. Its convenience,
Rhode Island Avenue, okay.
comfort, safety,
So it stopped at Rhode Island Avenue and went back this way?
all were tailored for people, based on
Maybe?
studies of other systems around the world.
Yeah, Chicago CTA.
Trains are managed and monitored at the Operations Control Center.
Union Station, okay, yeah. I used to go there all the time, too.
This center uses a computer to maintain schedules and the proper spacing of trains.
Control computer stall, backup computer stall, console error. Huh.
Normally, trains will be controlled automatically, even though each train has an attendant.
Yeah, they don't control them automatically. They turn the ATC off.
Take full control by switching to the manual mode. Information needed by the train attendant is displayed on his console.
I don't like that design.
Themselves are coupled in units.
It's too much weight.
8 cars in length.
It's too much weight hanging off of that.
Each car has seats for 81 passengers, with room for 94 to stand.
Wow. Yeah, then you can't pack it that much, though. You're too
They
crazy.
were designed to provide comfortable transportation in every season of the year.
Yeah, well, those carpets are nasty now. Yep, I'd be sleeping on the train,
Noise
too.
is minimized by the use of cushioned rails throughout the system. Rails are welded together to produce smooth joints and quiet operation. In certain areas, trains run on rails that have been laid on concrete slabs that actually float on thick pads of sound insulation.
I don't know about that.
Is quiet.
No, it isn't. No. You can still hear some noise. You just don't hear it as much.
The platform has has a rough surface that
They actually have these weird electrical plugs under some of the seats too. They always look like a dryer plug, right? But I think it's the 72 volts DC or something like that. And yes, most of your locomotives do use 72 volts DC, so it does make sense.
To allow for comfortable indirect lighting and to discourage graffiti. Pylons carry important station and route information. Getting to and from the trains is easy.
Is that Metro Center?
Special elevators provided for the severely handicapped. Spacious vaults with high ceilings give a timeless quality to station design, while providing structural strength and an unobstructed view for safety's sake. Metro's own security force will patrol trains and stations.
Yeah, but they're not as good as they used to be.
Located on mezzanine.
I've saw videos of Metro police training and everything too. It's pretty interesting.
Aided by closed circuit TV to cover areas.
Oh my God! I've seen some of those old cameras in some of the stations.
Easy movement during the busiest of hours.
Crazy.
And plenty of advanced warning on outside weather conditions. About half of the system is underground. The other half is on or above the surface. There are a few aerial stations, such as Rhode Island Avenue.
Yep.
The station's gull wing canopy is not only a variation of the graceful arches of underground stations,
I don't like it.
It also provides protection against inclement weather. Additional protection is provided by windscreens located along the platform.
Yeah, they still have some of those too, though.
Most of the surface stations function as transportation interchange points. Road access and adjacent parking lots are an integral part
Where's
of
that at?
these stations. Metro users can park and ride.
And you can walk a door from the inside and still shut it.
Lock up their bikes.
Those elevators still look the same to this very day. That is so crazy.
Or walk in. And because the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority supervises bus transit as well as rapid rail, these transportation centers will become increasingly important as bus and rail transportation blend.
He bumped right into him.
People. That's Metro here. That's Metro now. That's Metro in the future. Your future. Our community's future.
Now here's a sentimental thought. I wonder what these people are doing. I wonder if some of them are still alive. I wonder if their kids, what their kids are doing, what their grandkids are doing, what their, it just makes you wonder, right? Like, what I'm saying? Like, it just makes you wonder, like how they're doing, like where they're at in life, right? It's like, just makes you wonder, I mean, like you or me, like, we don't even know what we're gonna do 2 hours from now. You just don't know. You don't know where you're gonna be at 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now. You just don't know. Oh, I didn't realize the commercial was on. So let's see what this video is now. I always have to give it a like. Film. Oh, film bank. What did it say?
Men were mining the earth. Positioned and lowered with egg crate precision down a construction shaft under the eyes of experienced supervisors.
I don't know about that, but okay.
Having reached the dark subsoil for which it was designed, the shield was ready to do its job, to pilot a new link in the metro system.
Is this in D.C. or is this in Los Angeles?
Part of Washington, below historic Lafayette Park, which had just been restored by the National Park Service.
Oh, wow.
Was being constructed. The shield method of tunneling was also used for this segment of line that would run beneath Lafayette Park in front of the White House and the Treasury.
Yep. Yeah, the red line literally runs right under there.
The metro
literally does.
Operation in 1980 will move thousands of riders daily in quiet comfort and will preserve unmarred the dignified plan of our nation's capital. 2 blocks from the White House, a specially designed mining machine was at work inside a huge shield. This mining machine was capable of driving a full-face tunnel 10 times faster and many times safer than men working with hand tools. The course of the tunnel was charted to the accuracy of a fraction of an inch, using a safe, low-powered laser beam. Inside the shield, the machine operator controlled the push-button operation of the mining machine. 20 hydraulic jacks behind the shield pushed it into the workface with a force of 3,600 tons.
Huh.
A claw and bucket on an articulated boom like a man's hand and arm scooped earth from the workface and dumped it onto a conveyor belt.
Really?
125 feet behind the machine, the muck dropped from the conveyor belt into muck cars, each holding 8 tons of rock and dirt. The muck train, pulled by a small diesel engine, trundled along on a narrow-gauge track temporarily laid by tunnel workers. It rumbled through the initial tunnel shell formed by steel ring sets and wood lagging. The muck train emerged from the tunnel, and its hoppers were quickly hoisted to waiting trucks on the street.
That's crazy.
The trucks carried the muck to new and useful purposes, such as sanitary landfills and park landscaping projects. When men and machines finished opening the earth tunnel, preparations began for casting the reinforced concrete that formed the finished tunnel walls. Beneath G Street, a huge underground concrete mixing plant was constructed to ensure the freshest concrete mix. Special agitator cars carried concrete to the tunnel formed from this subterranean mixing plant. During mixing and loading, a fine spray formed a water curtain to contain concrete dust. Under the control of experts, the aggregate and additives were mixed with cement and then loaded into agitator cars.
Huh. So they built it underneath Metro Center?
Rolled back up the tunnel to the site of placement, churning the concrete mix all the way.
Huh.
Concrete was then dumped onto conveyor belts which carried it into a powerful pump, which, using compressed air, forced the concrete through pipes and into the form.
Okay.
Here, the inverts, or the floor slabs of the tunnel, were being poured. Working under strenuous pressures of humidity, noise, dirt, and time schedules, the men accomplished their mission with uncompromising accuracy and good humor. While the inverts were being placed, welders prepared the rebars, or steel reinforcements, for the tunnel walls. After the rebars were installed, the electrical conduits were set in the walls, and the walls were ready to be poured.
Huh.
The walls were cast by a huge movable form that moved up the tunnel in stages.
Its movable sides were expanded to fit the side of the finished tunnel.
A water pump keeps going off sometimes.
The space between the timber lagging and the steel form. In this manner, a 15-inch thick ring of concrete and steel formed the tunnel wall. After the concrete had set, form was pulled away from the new section and moved down the tunnel for the next 4.
Huh.
The inbound section of the A2 tunnel was then nearly complete. Later, when the adjoining tunnel was completed, the twin tunnels were cleaned out and made ready for the track leg.
That's crazy.
The technology of tunnel construction has advanced much since the days of the pick and shovel. Lasers, engines, new materials, new techniques have caused the Earth to open up for our increased needs. But the tunnelmen of today share with their predecessors of the early tunnels a respect born of experience for the Earth in which they work.
That's so cool. Oh, that was cool to see some Washington, D.C. history. Well, I'm going to get out this thing, and yeah, have a great morning, everybody.